Hey guys, I'm the king of cool. It's December. Welcome back to Ohmydinosare Story Corner.
Ohmydinosare Story Corner.
And from the feedback I've had from Sewage, apparently this is my best video series ever. I've had no feedback. I'm filming these back to back. But I'm assuming that you love these. You're really glad I made these. There's more sellotape on the outside of on the spine. I didn't notice that before. I mean, there is no spine. It's just loose leaves sellotaped together. This book is on its last. It's just as well I'm making these videos. I don't think this book's gonna last like another read through. So I've got these here for posterity. I don't even know if I mean, this particular copy was printed in 1970. 79. So it's nearly 40 years old. It also mentions 1221. That might be, well, that's an address. I'm just being 2195, 93. That's 2193 was when this book was published. I will be very old by then. So, welcome to our new story. I like to call this one The Strange Blue Sweets. Once upon a time, there was a small boy called Ned. Because that's a normal name for a small boy, isn't it? He went to school with all the other children. Every other child, every other small child, no, it's just every other child in the world. Everyone between the ages of 0 and 18 in the whole world, he went to school with all of them. All the other children. And he would have liked it very much indeed if 3 other boys had not been so horrid. Oh, Ned isn't the naughty child in this one! What a twist! What a twist! The last 2 stories, there's only been one child. It's been really easy to tell from the start who the naughty child is. This one, we've got loads of them. They were Tom, Kenneth, and Dinos. Not Dennis, no, there's only one N. Dinos. We're calling him Dinos. At least Tom doesn't have an H, because I'd be calling him Thom. Tom was a very big boy for his age. I don't know what his age was. To be honest, maybe he's older than you think. Maybe he's just like repeating a year. He's maybe actually like 16 and he's in primary 5. Hello, Dinos. Hello, Tom. Oh, I'm here too. That's Kenny. This is great. What great characters! I love them already. These are my favourite naughty children. Matilda, awful, hated her. What was the whiny one called? We had Albert, hated him. These 3, these are great guys. These aren't the. You know what, Ned? I don't like Ned. Ned sucks. It's a stupid name. Yes. So Tom was a big boy very big boy for his age, and he loved teasing the other children who were not so strong and big as he was. Kenneth was a horrid little boy who loved to pinch the children next to him. Oh gosh, I have an image in my mind of a line. It's in an Enid Blyton book. I don't know which one it is. I really hope it's not this one because modern context will make it very vulgar. I'm just going to assume it's not in this one. Let's just hope it is not. Okay, I'm not going to. We won't delve too far into this. And when they squealed out, he always said that he hadn't pinched them. He had such a nice little face. It's like a lovely face. The teachers always believed him, so he was never punished. Well, to me it sounds like it's teachers that are at fault here. Dinos was just as horrid as the other 2, but in a different way. He would kick other people's ankles whenever he could, and this hurt the other boys and girls very much. The worst of it was that nobody dared pinch or kick back because the 3 bad boys, you know what this story should be called? The 3 bad boys. But we've already got a story called The 2 Bad Boys. Like, this is a better story than The 2 Bad Boys. Objectively, it's got more bad boys. Like, what more could you want? The three bad boys always went about together, and no one dared to fight the three of them. Ah, it's too bad, Ned said to the others. We just can't do anything. It's no good telling tales. That's just the way to make the teachers cross with us. Because they hate tale tellers. It's the teachers that are at fault in this. The education system is a mess. Awful, awful. The teachers should not be discouraging telling tales on people that are stupidest, moronic. Oh gosh, people. I don't know, 1947, over the age of 80 in my audience. Is this accurate? Is this what? Oh, I don't know. And we can't pinch or kick or tease those boys because if we do, they'll only treat us more badly. They'll only treat us more badly. I really don't know what to do. I think I need to have a drink of water is what I need to do. Now, Ned had a great friend. She was the old balloon woman who sold red, yellow, green, and blue balloons. Why do we need to know what colours she sells? Just balloons would do. I'm not going to assume they're all black or, brown. Not that there's anything wrong with black or brown balloons. I can't speak today either. I really didn't choose a good day to record 4 William Reads a Book videos. And, yeah, where was I? At the corner of his street, Ned often bought a balloon from her, and he used to talk to her a lot, telling her all about school and his cat at home, and how his mother could make the best chocolate cakes in the world. One day Ned had a bruise on his leg, and the old balloon woman saw it. "How did you get that?" she said. I don't know why this particular one old woman doing a voice for her. I'll just roll with it. "Oh, Kenneth did that," said Ned. "He's always doing it. And Tom is just as bad because he's so big he can tease the children all playtime. He pulls the girls' hair and fights the boys. Then there is Dinas. We know this already. Stop telling us. You didn't need the introduction. You didn't need the introduction if you're going to repeat it all in dialogue. Then there is Dinas. He likes to kick our ankles, and if we try to kick him back, he tells Tom, and Tom fights us again. School would be lovely if it wasn't for those 3 horrid boys. I think you mean if it wasn't for the 3 bad boys." The 3 bad boys. You know what else would make school better? Ice cream pudding. Let's have some more ice cream pudding. "Dear me," said the old balloon woman, and she looked quite worried because she was fond of Ned. "I wonder if I can help you. Come back this afternoon and I will give you something that may help you. Then again it may not." It doesn't really say that. So Ned went to see her again that afternoon, and she gave him a round pillbox. Inside were 3 blue sweets, the queerest that Ned had ever seen. This is a very old book. We've kind of got to roll with the punches in this. If there's anything like racist, I don't think there is. Yeah, so that's the solution. It's going to drug them. The old woman is Vivian. It's Vivian Smith in a wig. That's my fan theory right now. Where was I? Because they spun round and round in the books as if they were alive. Are you sure you've not already taken some of the pills, Ned? The pills are not spinning round in the bottle. I think we can safely say that. "My old granny used to make these sweets," said the balloon woman. Right, so you're an old woman, and you're old not just your granny, your old granny. I think it's safe to say these sweets have probably gone off. That's probably why they're spinning round. Said the balloon woman. "They do queer things. When you're in trouble with any of those bad boys, just pop one into your mouth and see what happens." Alright, he's not even drugging them, he's just drugging himself. "It's a cyanide capsule. Get out of that situation straight away. Good luck to you, Ned." Ned thanked her and ran off with the sweets straight to the police station. The balloon woman was arrested the next day. No, sadly not. We've still got like 6 pages of this. Oh dear, feeling rather excited. He had always thought that the balloon woman was a bit magic, and now he knew she was. You don't. She's just given you some sweets, Ned. She's probably just a stranger danger. A dangerous stranger. He put the box of sweets into his pocket. They may come in very useful, he said to himself. I wonder what will happen when I suck them. Garbage. He found out the very next day. It was playtime and all the children were out in the playground. The 2 teachers were indoors correcting books because they're just useless specimens. They serve no function in life. They're just who knows. Where was I? Tom thought that he would have a fine game pulling the girl's hair and hitting the boy smaller than himself, which, as we've established, is all of them. It's just all of them. He's actually 25 and repeating primary 3 for the 20th time. Stop that! Suddenly shouted Ned, and he went up to Tom. Ho ho! Said Tom, quite surprised. You are very bold all of a sudden, Ned. The voice kind of comes with his opening line being ho ho. He slapped Ned hard on the cheek with his hand. Ow. What did you do that for? The little boy was angry. He slipped one of the strange blue sweets into his mouth and waited to see if anything would happen. And something did happen! He died. No, Ned suddenly grew to twice his size. It was most peculiar. Yeah, no way. Peculiar. I thought it was normal. There he was, as large as a man, standing high above Tom, who looked as astonished and scared as can be. If you slap me, it's only fair to let me slap you, said Ned in a strange flavor. If you slap me, it is only fair to let me slap you, said Ned in a very strange, loud voice. I think that what you need is a very, very good spanking. Oh no. Oh dear, this is the downside to not reading these in advance. And dear me, he picked up Tom and gave him the best he gave him the best spanking that naughty boy had ever had in his life. This is, oh dear, this is unfortunate. There, said Ned to the surprised and delighted children. That has taught him what it feels like to be spanked and slapped. Would you like to slap anyone else, Tom? If you would, just say so, and you can! Oh, thanks, Ned, go you! And then in return I will spank you again. We will play a fine spanking game. Oh, this is quite the story. Oh no no no! Wept Tom, who was really frightened. He was not at all a brave boy, really. It was only because he was so big that he had dared to tease the others. He ran away to a corner and stood there by himself, crying hard. Wimp. Ned smiled. Ah, it was fine to be able to show a bad boy like Tom just what it felt like to be teased. That wasn't teasing, that was questionable. Perhaps Tom would be better in future. He had been sucking the blue sweet, and now the last of it slid down his throat. Well, that's a choking hazard right there. At once, Ned slipped back again to his own small size. The school bell rang, and he ran in with the others. Everybody was excited, and they stared at Ned as if they couldn't understand him at all. Yeah, I mean, they probably can't. Look at the state of this book. There's just nothing where the spine should be. Oh no, yeah, okay, right. So, I mentioned earlier, there's a line I don't know why, it popped back into my memory. It turns out because I'm reading the story it's from. For content, I'm not going to edit this. I'm not going to edit the text as I read it, but This is a person's name that was quite common in the 1940s. Not so common now. There's a Bee Gees song named after this particular girl's name. So it's it's just a girl's name. This is a person. Don't overthink the story. Don't overthink the story. Okay, let us resume. I shouldn't be reading ahead anyway. And indeed, it was a very strange happening. It was dictation. Kenneth, the boy who loved pinching people, was very good at this. He wrote his words down quickly and then stared round, bored, wondering who to pinch. Okay, just maintain composure. You can read anything as long as you. I'm not childish. I am a grown up. I can read this. You can do this. Man up. There was. Oh, we're doomed. There was fat little Fanny in front of him. He would pinch her and make her squeal. Oh gosh, it gets worse. So he bent forward when the teacher was not looking and pinched poor Fanny hard. Ooh! Squeal! Stop saying what they say her name so many times! Ooh! Squealed Fanny. The teacher looked up angrily. Be quiet, Fanny, she said. Oh, I have no dignity. Fanny bent over her work with tears running down her cheeks. Ned looked at her and felt sorry. She was a dear little girl and a shame to see her hurt. Gosh. I don't know this more. She pops up again on the next page. He opened his pillbox, took out the second of the strange blue sweets, and put it into his mouth. He began to suck it. What would happen now? This just... I don't know. Whatever I have read leading up to this point in my life has ruined me for this book. Or ruined this book for me. Oh dear, this is a disaster. Well, a very queer thing happened, of course. Of course it did. Ned's right arm grew enormously long, and so did his fingers and thumb. Oh dear, it grew so long that he could send his hand right under 3 desks and 3 chairs and reach right to the back of the room to where that horrid Kenneth was sitting, grinning to himself because he had made poor Fanny squeal. Ned's long fingers came to Kenneth's plump leg. Ha ha! Kenneth, there's a shot coming to you! What a pinch Ned's long fingers gave that plump leg. Ooh! Yelled Kenneth. It's a capital O, followed by 3 lowercase O's, followed by another 6 lowercase, followed by 6 uppercase and a capital H. Yelled Kenneth, jumping out of his seat. He saw Ned's long hand and arm going quickly back underneath the desk and chairs, and he stared in fright. Kenneth, how dare you make that noise? Said the teacher sharply. That was a really weird noise. Ned pinched me. He pinched my leg hard, wept Kenneth, who wasn't at all brave. How can you tell such a naughty story? Scolded the teacher. Why, Ned is right at the front of the class, and you were at the back. He couldn't possibly reach. Go and sit by yourself in the corner there, and I won't have you squealing like that and telling stories. So, Kenneth had to take his pencil and book right away to a corner by himself. But Ned's long arm could reach right over to the corner, and under the desks and chairs it went, over the floor, right to Kenneth. Pinch! Kenneth's arm was held hard by Ned's long fingers and pinched. Ooh! This time it was only a capital 4 lowercase and 4 uppercase O's, in case you're keeping count. And an H, obviously. Squealed Kenneth again. Ned's pinching me! But by the time the teacher looked up, Ned's long, strange arm had gone back again. Kenneth, how can you say such a thing when you were in that corner far away from everyone? Said the teacher, really cross now. You will lose your next playtime for being so naughty. Kenneth began to cry again. All the children looked at one another in astonishment, because they had seen Ned's long arm. It was an insultingly long arm. My goodness, what a good punishment for unkind Kenneth. The blue sweet disappeared down Ned's throat. His arm went back to its right size again. The little boy wondered what the third sweep would do. Really, this was great fun. Nobody had been able to punish the unkind boys before. Well, the third sweep came in very useful indeed when they were standing in line singing. Dinas suddenly decided to do a little kicking. So he kicked hard at Mary. At least she's got a normal name. Like, I think that last girl kind of had it coming to her having such an awful name. Like, it ruined the narrative for me. Ruined the narrative. The little girl next to him. His shoe hit her on the ankle and she squeaked in pain. Then Dinas kicked the boy in front of him. The teacher didn't hear the squeaks and squeals because the children were singing. Because, you know, a woo and a ah would not be, you wouldn't hear them over la 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 at all. That's how sound works. But Ned had seen what Dinas was doing, and quickly he popped the third blue sweet into his mouth. And what do you suppose happened this time? Why, his right leg and foot grew long, just as his arm had done, and the long leg wound in and out of the line of girls and boys until it reached Dinas. Kick! Ned's shoe kicked Dinas hard on the ankle, and the naughty little boy cried out sharply. Oh, the teacher heard him this time, though. The teacher stopped playing the piano and looked around. Who made that noise? She said. I did, said Dinas. Somebody kicked me. Well, really, I don't know what has happened to you all this morning, said the teacher. Dinas, come and stand out here by me, then no one can kick you. So Dinas went and stood out in the front of the class by the piano. But Ned's foot was quite long enough to reach him there. Goodness, you should have seen it wriggling all around the piano so that the teacher wouldn't see it. And reaching Dinas to kick him sharply on the ankle. Sharply, not sharply. Ow! Ooh! Ow! Yelled Dinas. The teacher nearly fell off the piano stool in fright. Dinas! How dare you! She cried. Somebody kicked me! Wept Dinas, you wimp, rubbing his ankle. How can you say that when you're standing by me, right away from everybody? Said the teacher. Go out of the room, and if I have any more trouble this morning, you will all lose your next holiday. I don't know if you can actually, like, the school holidays, I think, are predetermined. You can't just, like, not have a holiday. Summer holiday? Nope, you're all coming into school. How about no? Ned's leg went back to its right size as soon as he had eaten the sweet, but dear me, how the children giggled when they remembered all the queer things that had happened to Ned that morning. Am I right? The next playtime, Ned beckoned everyone to him. Tom, Kenneth, and Dinas as well. Now listen to me, he said. We've had enough of hitting, kicking, and pinching in this school. It is much nicer to be kind. But if anyone begins being horrid again, well, look out for me! That's all. That is all. And after that, the three horrid boys never dared to tease any of the smaller ones again, but were as polite and nice as could be. As for the old balloon woman, she died. She laughed so much when she heard Ned's story that she let her balloon strings go and nearly lost them all. What an idiot. Like, that's first rule of balloon school 101. Don't let go of the balloons. What a joke! Oh, sorry, she had a voice, didn't she? What a joke! She said. Ew, how I wish I'd been there when you sucked those three strange sweets. Ned, I think you're a bit overly fixated on the sucking part, old woman, said Ned. No. I wish I'd been there too. Don't you wish that me personally, had been there too? You don't? Neither do I. That was, oh gosh, that was a long one. That was Ohmydinosare Story Corner, episode 3. Come back next week, when we'll be reading, this is the last one next week, and it's called A Shock for James. Oh, I wonder what it's going to be. I'm going to find out in a minute. You're going to find out in a week. We're both going to find out. We will find out together. It's not at the same time. Bye.
Tell me a story, oh ho ho, it's nearly Christmas, oh ho ho, it's a story, oh ho ho, I don't like this, oh ho ho, that is what Sue said when he watched it. Oh ho ho!
So we're continuing this conversation. It wasn't spread out over a week like that because like I said, I'm doing this back to back. Remember when he said Suj said he was annoyed at the prospect of sitting through more of my videos since 2015, and I said thanks. Well, he said red lorry, yellow lorry. Am I right? I'm going to reply to him. Am you wrong? I spelled it AMA dash YOU dash RONG. Am you wrong, Suj? Am you wrong? So let's see what he thinks about that. Bye.